thanks.
Nice, you've just ordered your food there. I gotta say, great looking woman, Sharon. Always a good looking woman. Every time I see on the old Facebook, and also what amazed me, I think, you know, there's certain people like Michael D. Higgins, the Happy Pear crowd here, yourself. I mean, there's just a happiness there that seems to be inherent. I don't know if that's at times that's actually a little bit of work, or whether you feel, well, that's just my natural default setting. I think the world's a good place. I'm happy.
Oh well, I don't know. It depends on the way you look at it, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know, you could have a.
Yeah.
I suppose people say that your cup is either half full or half empty.
Right. Well, around here, there's a lot of them half cracked, but you know that's the way.
That's a great way to be.
Now, I will say that this is your 10th album, your first in 3 years. As usual, it's a great big melting pot of not only your beloved Irish traditional music, but you have this great capacity to pull in music from all over the world. That perfect first album. You've had many great albums since then. Is it a planned thing, or when you decide, okay, I'm gonna bring Africa into the mix now, or does it just happen by the people you meet, or?
Normally there isn't. Each of the albums so far and the collaborations have all kind of happened naturally, but there was a good bit of planning behind this particular one, because I'd been thinking for a long time and talking for a long time, for a few years, with my manager John, saying, wouldn't it be great to have an Irish music album version that's something that sounds a little bit like Paul Simon's Grace Dance. So like Jigs and Reels version of it.
Nice.
So that's what we were trying to do, and Justin Adams was a really great help, so he co-produced the album with us.
He's the man from Robert Plant's great band, the spiritual spaceship. What are they called again? The long name, wonderful band.
Oh, I can't think.
But he's got a great big love for mixing it all up as well. As good old Robert Plant does. He knows the beauty is just in the soul of every kind of form of music has got soul, and you just find that and you're flying.
Yes, Justin is amazing now. He was really a brilliant help, and he brought in two really fantastic African musicians, a percussionist and African kora player.
Oh, beautiful!
As well. So
beautiful. Well, you've got some interesting people in there. Greg Guy, the son of the great Buddy Guy, is in there, and then also you've got a harmonica player now. I'd love to try and I'll try Magico Sarawana.
Oh, he's
that's the name. Yeah, he's a harmonica player. He's in there as well.
Is it? Oh God, is he from Poland? I think he's from Poland. He's a guy that lives in Galway.
Like
he lives in Galway, and he's oh my God, he's great. He's really great. You can't even hear it. He only plays a small little part in that, but that's the beauty of him as well. He knows.
That's probably Madchek, is it the first name?
Magic.
Madchek, the way they pronounce it. Yes. I know one or two Madcheks.
Galway people call him Magic anyway. He's
there you
fantastic.
go. That's the way they do it.
He's really
and of course, Finbar Fury's in there. He's channeling Jim Reeves. That's kind of a nice idea. Was that his?
That was Finbar's idea.
Ah, great.
Yeah, and I only met Finbar for the first time last year.
Ah, wow. You would have thought now you two would have met across somewhere along the line.
No, that was our first time meeting, and it was. It was Finbar's idea that we should do something together and do some more playing together, and he was saying he loved, he'd been
do that Jim Reeves song.
He really wanted to do that song, and I love that song because my parents used to play those records to us when we were kids.
Right. Mm-hmm. So would you say that when it comes to Sharon record, is there such a thing as that now you incorporate reggae, you incorporate lots of musical styles here. I just get that impression that everything is sort of up for grabs with you, or whether there's certain, I don't know if you kind of feel the fans will say wouldn't go that far. They wouldn't obviously trash metal or something, or we're not going to go into techno, or I don't know if it's all there ready to be sort of played with, and who knows what will happen in the future.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? I wouldn't rule out a bit of trash metal.
We'll have to look into that. I'm sure there's a few players out there very happy to play with Sharon Shannon. Now we should mention National Concert Hall is Thursday 17th of August.
Next Thursday, isn't it? Next week.
And the touring life, they say that for a lot of bands, touring life is the life really, because it's a hard kind of world out there when it comes to releasing music, because you've got the vinyl collectors and all that, but people have this notion that generally I'll find that for free somewhere, I don't need to download it and all the rest. Is it true for you? I don't know whether the Irish music scene is different, whether people still buy the music in big numbers, or it's really always about the live gig is the live
at this stage it's just the live gigs, really. The album you know, it's very, very hard to make
Yeah.
any, even to make the cost of the album back these days.
Right.
Yeah, but having the
good old vinyl, yeah.
the vinyl out now, I apparently, you know, a lot of people are, you know, it's coming back big time, and it's probably a real novelty for young people because they didn't grow up with this.
Right.
So for them to see something like that is like amazing, you know. And for me, even these days now, just to see something like that, you'd be going, oh wow, it's such it was an awful pity it ever went away in the first place.
I think there's there's a kind of material thing about the, you know, the authenticity of vinyl, in the sense that it's a real piece of art in your hand, and it kind of represents not only the music, but it represents the history of music and the sense of how people consumed it and how people. The ritualistic kind of quality, being able to sit down with the record and put it on and all that, I think is a huge thing.
And read everything and just to have the physical thing in your hand rather than trying to find it online.
Sure, no, I'm a big believer in that.
But I suppose that the fact that an awful lot of the young people that are buying music these days, they grew up in. They were born into the internet.
Yes, it's their completely their world, and they don't. To them, it's the same as trying to, you know, make them send a telegram or use a pigeon to send a message.
So for them, something like this is completely brand new.
Yeah, true.
So
I think they're aware of the history, and I think that's what excites them. In the same way that you can still love the Beatles, it's just a sense of place and time and all that comes with them, and you know that. Now we should mention, it's always been a tradition in music that people go to certain parts of the world to record. You know, from Abbey Road with the Beatles and so many others, and you go to, you know, Sun Studios or Muscle Shoals. And then, you know, for Bowie, for example, he went to Berlin because he needed to get away from the craziness of Los Angeles, and he needed somewhere that was, you know, kind of, for him, it needed to be deliberately desolate, and it had to be somewhat decadent, almost depraved, and have that sort of sense of not being glamorous and no kind of distractions of nightlife and all that. So I presume that's why you went to Newtown and Kennedy, for the same reasons. You just wanted to kind of tap into that despair and that desolation. And but how did Newtown and Kennedy go on? You were in acoustic studios, and
I'll tell you how that happened. My, you know my manager John.
Yes,
John Dunford. John's daughter Katie's boyfriend Craig is the engineer in the studio there.
There you go, nepotism. There you go. That's what it is. Good old nepotism. And did you spend much time there? I don't know whether that was like a few weeks, because you did obviously Real World's Gabriel Byrne's studio in Gabriel. What am I saying, Gabriel Byrne? Peter Gabriel's studio in England. But how long were you in Newtown?
We did it in bits and pieces, Paul. A few days here and there, and you know, all through last year.
Sure.
Yeah. So we were never here for longer than 2 or 3 or 4 days.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I loved it. It was great being around here. It's a lovely area, and getting to eat down here at the Happy Pear and everything.
Yeah, they're getting their act together finally. Yeah, they're starting to get popular now. Finally.
It's great. They're well deserved. Yeah, delighted.
I should just wrap up by asking. Now we'll put a link for the tickets for National Concert Hall, and we'll put a link for the album Sacred Earth. But are there certain? I get the impression that you're a lover of music. Are there certain albums or certain artists you've been getting a kick out of lately that I always think kind of like a little bit of pass it on? Like if there's any. Record that knocks you out, or maybe I don't know if you have such a thing as a favourite album. Is there?
Oh God, it changes all the time.
Right.
Like,
would you lean towards Irish, or would you always, you know, is it almost anything at all that?
Well, when I was growing up, it was all Irish music. Like, it was completely immersed in Irish music. Like, and all those. Old Stockton Swing albums and Dead On albums, and Tommy Peoples from the Botty Band, and Matt Malloy. Tommy Peoples and Matt Malloy was huge big fans of Tommy and Matt, and I listened to their solo albums always to this days, and I knew all those albums of, we'll say, from Stockton Swing and Dead On. We played them non-stop. I had them in the headphones always trying to play along.
My favourite is probably Star Spangled Molly. Am I getting the name right?
Yes,
but that's just a perfect album.
It's a great album.
And again, on the vinyl, I have the vinyl version of that. It's a lovely vinyl. You know, it's a kind of a cutout sleeve, and the inside sleeve becomes a different part of the picture. And I'm a big fan of that kind of diddly-eye nonsense. But beautiful album. And would there be when you kind of got into other music, so you're playing into a lot of different kinds of music. Were there certain albums lately, or that sort of were life-changing? Maybe Graceland was one of them. Was one of those sort of kicks where you thought, we can do this kind of music. You can mix it all up. And because you seem so naturally kind of alive with ideas when I listen to your music. It just seems to be full of other areas, and it feels like a Ray Charles dream. I think if Ray Charles could choose to listen to music, he likes it. He's always loved the idea that everything is out there to be, you know, played with and added to the mix and all that. Yeah.
Oh well, definitely, as you said, there's no limits really.
Right.
And
do you have any crap records in your collection? Do you have any records you're embarrassed about now?
there's loads.
Well, as I said, a lovely record. I think I recommend it to everybody to check it out. And we put the links now. The National Concert Hall is a nice little bit of a pub to be playing. There's a grand bar and everything there, so I think that's a good place to be playing. But also we'll link
I'm
to
really looking forward to that gig.
Yeah.
I love playing in the National Concert Hall. The sound is so great there.
Yeah. No, it's a lovely spot.
Yeah, and it's a great sense of occasion as well, I think, for people.
And for Joe and Joanna Sixpack to sort of keep up with where you're playing generally, is there one sort of good source, your main website, or would Facebook be better? I don't know if there's certain places to follow you.
I'd say Facebook, the Sharon Shannon Facebook page. Because
you're quite. There's always a bit of fun going on there as well. Like you have a thing lately now for playing for livestock. They seem to have a whole new fan base. I think you could find a few of them trying to get into the National Concert Hall. They might want to get cattle grids by the gate.
A big load of cow shite all over the place.
That'll happen. It's an Irish gig. It'll always happen.